After age 65, something quiet begins to change inside your body. Not suddenly, and not painfully, but slowly, day by day. Your heart may be growing weaker. You might not even notice. One morning you feel tired walking up the stairs. Another day, you feel your heart race after dinner. And slowly, these small signs are brushed aside as just aging. But what if they're not? Did you know that heart disease remains the #1 cause of death for Americans over 65? Not cancer, not accidents, but your own heart, silently struggling under pressure, clogged arteries, and chronic inflammation. Now here's the truth most seniors never hear. You don't need pills first. You don't need to wait until something bad happens. Because the foods you eat every day, the simple choices you make at breakfast or dinner, they can either feed your heart's strength or quietly push it closer to danger. And today, you'll discover 7 natural foods. Each one is backed by science from trusted health sources like Johns Hopkins, Harvard, and Mayo Clinic. Together, they help support, protect, and rejuvenate your heart after age 65. They're not exotic. They're not expensive, but they are powerful. And if you start eating them regularly, they could help reduce inflammation, stabilize blood pressure, and lower cholesterol. Naturally, this is the kind of nutrition for seniors that your heart will thank you for. And now, let's begin with the first food on this list. As we age, our heart doesn't just slow down. It faces new challenges that didn't exist before 60. Blood vessels begin to stiffen, cholesterol tends to rise, and inflammation becomes a daily silent threat. But what many seniors don't realize is this. The foods we eat become either medicine or a slow-acting poison for our cardiovascular system. Your arteries are like garden hoses. When you're young, they're flexible and strong. But after 65, those hoses begin to harden, narrow, and clog, especially when the diet is high in salt, processed fats, or sugar. That's why so many older adults face rising blood pressure, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, or even heart attacks, not just from genetics, but from years of poor nutrition. Here's what Johns Hopkins and Mayo Clinic both agree on. It's not too late. Even after age 65, your heart can improve if given the right fuel. That's where nutrition for seniors becomes critical. A heart-friendly diet doesn't mean bland food or complicated routines. It means choosing foods that reduce inflammation, nourish the blood vessels, and keep cholesterol in check. Because every meal you eat can either help unclog your arteries or make the blockage worse. The best part is you don't have to overhaul everything. Just adding a few of the right foods can begin changing your heart's future. And now, we'll start with the first one. A delicious and powerful source of heart protection that swims in from the sea. The first food on our list comes straight from cold, clean waters, and it's been called liquid gold for your arteries by nutrition experts. Wild-caught salmon. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, wild salmon helps calm inflammation inside your blood vessels, stabilize heart rhythm, and lower triglyceride levels, a dangerous fat in your bloodstream that most seniors never hear about. According to the Mayo Clinic, eating fatty fish like salmon just twice a week can significantly reduce your risk of heart disease, especially if you've already experienced high blood pressure or high cholesterol. What makes wild salmon special is its balance of lean protein and healthy fat. It fuels your body with clean energy, without the heavy saturated fats that burden your heart. Harvard researchers have found that omega-3s may even reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death by improving electrical function in the heart's cells. And for older adults, that's not just a number. That's a safer heartbeat, a steadier walk, and better sleep at night. So how can you enjoy it? Grill it, steam it, or bake it gently with lemon and herbs. No need to fry, No need to add salt. Just a small portion the size of your palm, served with greens or sweet potato, is enough to nourish your heart deeply. And if salmon isn't available, other options like sardines, trout, or mackerel still carry many of the same heart-boosting benefits. It's not just seafood, it's self-care. The kind of nutrition for seniors that truly works from the inside out. Next, let's move from the sea to the garden and uncover the leafy green that acts like nature's blood pressure medicine. If wild salmon protects your heart like armor from the sea, then leafy green vegetables are your garden's shield grown by nature. Designed for life. Spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard. They may look light and delicate, but inside, they're filled with powerful nutrients that protect your arteries and keep your blood pressure in balance. Why are leafy greens so essential for seniors? Because they're loaded with vitamin K, which helps prevent calcium from building up in your artery walls, one of the hidden causes of artery stiffness and heart strain in older adults. They're also rich in nitrate, a natural compound that widens blood vessels and improves circulation. According to a Johns Hopkins study, just one daily serving of leafy greens can significantly lower systolic blood pressure, especially in people over 65. And here's a bonus, they're incredibly low in calories, yet high in fiber, antioxidants, folate, and magnesium, all key players in heart health. This is exactly the kind of nutrition for seniors that works quietly, gently, but effectively. So how should you prepare them? Lightly steam your greens, or sauté them in a bit of olive oil with garlic. Add them to scrambled eggs, soups, or even blend into a smoothie. What matters is that you eat them consistently, not just once a week, but several times a week. Because the more greens you eat, the more your heart can breathe, expand, and pump with ease. And now, let's move to a tiny but mighty food. One that grows in the forest, bursts with flavor, and holds powerful compounds that fight inflammation from the inside. Small, colorful, and bursting with flavor. But inside every tiny berry lies a pharmacy nature created just for your heart. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These aren't just dessert toppings. They're some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods a senior can eat. Harvard Health explains that berries are packed with anthocyanins, natural plant compounds that protect blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and improve circulation. These compounds help prevent the buildup of plaque in arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis, which quietly narrows blood flow and increases your risk of heart attack or stroke after 65. Mayo Clinic adds that regular berry consumption can help lower both blood pressure and LDL cholesterol without the side effects of medication. And here's what makes berries perfect for older adults. They're soft, easy to chew, rich in fiber, and naturally low in sugar, especially when eaten fresh or frozen. Without added sweeteners, they also help regulate blood sugar and support brain health, offering a gentle lift in mood and memory which often declines with age. How can you enjoy them? Toss a handful into your morning oatmeal. Mix them into plain Greek yogurt. Add them to smoothies, or simply enjoy them as a fresh midday snack. One small cup a day is enough to give your heart the antioxidant protection it needs. These vibrant fruits are not just a treat. They're nutrition for seniors at its sweetest and kindest form. Next, we'll meet a crunchy food that often goes overlooked. But inside every bite is a boost of omega-3s and heart-healing power. Now let's talk about a food that crunches in your hand, but melts into nourishment for your heart. Walnuts. Yes, these little brown spirals might seem simple, but they carry some of the richest plant-based omega-3s found in nature. Unlike many nuts that are high in omega-6, which can promote inflammation, walnuts are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a unique compound that helps calm the inner lining of your blood vessels. Mayo Clinic and Healthline both highlight walnuts as a top food for reducing LDL cholesterol, lowering inflammation, and improving blood vessel flexibility, all of which are crucial after age 65. These benefits don't come from artificial additives or supplements. They come from the natural oils and antioxidants packed inside each bite. What's more, walnuts contain magnesium, copper, and vitamin E, all of which support better blood flow, heart rhythm, and even protect the heart muscle itself. And unlike processed snacks, walnuts deliver this healing power with zero trans fats, no added sugar, and no preservatives. Just one small handful a day, about 7 whole walnuts, can provide meaningful support to your heart. So how can you enjoy them? Eat them raw. Crush them over oatmeal or salads, or pair them with a few berries for the perfect afternoon boost. And don't be fooled by their appearance. These brain-shaped kernels do more than nourish your mind. They keep your heart steady, supple, and strong. Because real nutrition for seniors isn't found in pills or powders. It's in these quiet, simple foods chosen one bite at a time. Now let's turn to a humble grain, one that can actually help clear your arteries from the inside out. You don't have to look far to find your next heart-healing food. It might already be sitting quietly in your pantry. Oats. Yes, simple, humble, and soft. But inside every spoonful of oats is a nutrient called beta-glucan, a special kind of soluble fiber that acts like a sponge inside your body. As you digest oats, this fiber gently absorbs excess cholesterol in your bloodstream. It helps sweep it out through your digestive system before it can stick to your arteries and do harm. Harvard Health reports that just one bowl of oats a day can significantly lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, within weeks. And when cholesterol goes down, your blood flows easier, your heart works less, and your energy starts to return. But oats do more than lower cholesterol. They also help stabilize blood sugar, reduce appetite swings, and give your body a steady source of fuel without the crash that comes from sugary breakfast foods. That's why they're such a perfect fit in nutrition for seniors. Because oats are gentle, warm, easy to eat, and incredibly versatile. How can you enjoy them? Cook them into creamy oatmeal with a dash of cinnamon and sliced banana, or soak them overnight in milk with berries and nuts. You can even blend them into smoothies or use oat flour for healthy baking. Choose steel-cut or rolled oats for the best nutrition. Avoid instant packets with added sugars or artificial flavors. Because the oats you eat should feed your strength, not your cravings. Every morning, you have a chance to nourish your heart. Let oatmeal be the first thing it feels. And next, we'll look at a golden oil that's been prized for centuries. A natural anti-inflammatory you may already have in your kitchen. It's smooth, it's golden, and just a tablespoon a day could change the way your heart feels. Extra virgin olive oil. For centuries, people living in Mediterranean regions have had some of the lowest rates of heart disease in the world. And one reason why, according to Harvard Health, is their generous use of olive oil in daily meals. But not just any oil. Cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil rich in antioxidants called polyphenols and heart-loving fats known as monounsaturated fats. This type of fat helps raise your HDL, the good cholesterol that protects your arteries, while lowering LDL, the kind that clogs them. It also fights inflammation in your blood vessels, improves how your body responds to insulin, and keeps your blood pressure in a gentle, steady rhythm. And the best part, it's incredibly easy to add to your daily routine. Drizzle it over steamed vegetables. Mix it into salad dressings. Use it to sauté leafy greens instead of butter or margarine. Just 1 tablespoon unheated and fresh can do more for your heart than many supplements. Healthline highlights that seniors who consume olive oil regularly show better heart function, brain clarity, and even reduced risk of stroke. It's not just oil. It's a silent protector, a daily companion that works behind the scenes without side effects, without prescriptions. That's what smart nutrition for seniors looks like. Simple, natural, and kind to every cell in your heart. And now, for the final food on our list, a small plant protein that carries big power, especially for older adults trying to move away from red meat. Let's end this list with something earthy, warm, and quietly powerful. A food that has been feeding hearts for thousands of years, yet often overlooked on modern dinner tables. Lentils. These tiny legumes might not seem like much, but inside each spoonful is a powerful blend of plant-based protein, potassium, fiber, and iron, all working together to lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and support heart rhythm. What makes lentils especially helpful for seniors? They offer the protein your muscles and heart need, but without the saturated fat, sodium, or cholesterol found in red meat. According to Mayo Clinic, seniors who replace just 2 servings of red meat each week with lentils or beans can significantly reduce their risk of heart failure and high blood pressure. Lentils are also rich in folate, a B vitamin that helps reduce levels of homocysteine, a chemical that, when elevated, can damage artery walls and lead to cardiovascular disease. They're gentle on digestion, naturally low in fat, and unlike many plant foods, they're incredibly filling, helping you feel satisfied without overeating. How can you enjoy them? Simmer lentils into a soft stew with garlic, tomatoes, and turmeric. Add them to soups, salads, or even blend into a hearty dip. They cook quickly and absorb flavors beautifully. And for seniors trying to eat less meat but still stay strong, lentils are a perfect daily choice. This is where nutrition for seniors becomes a form of care. Not just for the body, but for the life you still want to live. Because every bite of lentils isn't just food. It's quiet strength. It's long walks. It's energy to hug your grandkids, to garden, to laugh. And now that you've learned all of the heart-protective foods, let's talk about what to avoid. Common eating mistakes that silently harm senior hearts every single day. So far, we've focused on what to eat to protect your heart. But sometimes, what we need most is to stop doing what's quietly hurting us. Because even the best nutrition for seniors can be undone by just a few daily habits. Here are 3 common eating mistakes that may be silently weakening your heart. Mistakes that many seniors make without even realizing it. Mistake 1. Too much salt, especially from packaged foods. Even if you don't use the salt shaker. Processed soups, canned goods, frozen meals, and deli meats are often loaded with sodium. This excess salt causes your body to retain water, putting pressure on your heart and raising your blood pressure often without symptoms. The American Heart Association recommends less than 500 milligrams of sodium per day for older adults. Yet many seniors consume 2 or 3 times that just from snacks and ready-made meals. Mistake 2. Eating red or processed meat too often. While a small serving of lean beef now and then isn't dangerous, eating bacon, sausage, ham, or heavily marbled cuts several times a week introduces saturated fat and preservatives that stiffen your arteries and raise cholesterol. Studies from Harvard have linked frequent red meat intake to higher rates of heart failure in people over 60. There are better protein choices now, like lentils, salmon, tofu, and even nuts, all kinder to your aging heart. Mistake 3. Skipping breakfast or eating sugary carbs first thing. Many seniors feel less hungry in the morning. But skipping breakfast can cause blood sugar spikes later in the day, which strain your heart and your energy. And if you do eat, but start with white toast, sweet cereal, or pastries, you're loading your body with fast-burning carbs that create inflammation and drop your blood sugar quickly. Start your day with fiber and protein instead. Oatmeal, eggs, berries, or Greek yogurt are better options, steady and soothing. These 3 mistakes may seem small, but over time, they wear your heart down. And now that you know what to avoid, let's look at a true story of someone who made a change at 72 and gave her heart a second chance. Her name is Linda. She's 72 years old, a retired school librarian from Oregon, who once believed her heart problems were just a part of getting old. 2 years ago, Linda noticed the little things. She would get winded walking from her living room to the kitchen. Her ankles would swell by evening. She felt a quiet tightness in her chest after dinner, not pain, just pressure. At first, she ignored it. Then came the fatigue, then the fear. Her doctor confirmed what she dreaded: high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, prediabetes, and signs of left ventricle strain, a condition that often leads to heart failure. She was prescribed medication, but Linda asked a simple question that changed her path. What can I change? With food. And that's where it began. Her journey toward real nutrition for seniors. Simple, consistent, and healing. She replaced white bread with oats, red meat with lentils and grilled salmon, butter with olive oil, chips with a small handful of walnuts. And every morning, she added leafy greens to her eggs or smoothie. It wasn't instant, but within 3 months, something beautiful happened. Her blood pressure dropped from 145 to 122. Her LDL cholesterol fell by 28 points. Her blood sugar stabilized. Her energy returned. But the best part, she no longer feared her heart. She began trusting it again. Linda still takes a low-dose statin, but she says the real medicine was food, chosen one meal at a time, one day at a time. And her message to others is clear. It's never too late. Your heart is listening. Feed it something good. Now, let's recap everything we've learned and give you a simple guide: the 7 foods to protect your heart naturally after 65. So now, you've heard the full story. Not just the risks, not just the statistics, but the real, practical path forward through simple, natural foods. Let's take one more moment to remember the 7 heart-protective foods every senior should know. Wild-caught salmon for omega-3s and smoother heart rhythms. Leafy green vegetables to relax your blood vessels and lower pressure. Berries to fight inflammation and protect your arteries. Walnuts, a handful of heart-healthy fat and plant-based strengths. Oats, a natural sponge for excess cholesterol. Extra virgin olive oil, nature's golden anti-inflammatory. Lentils, rich in protein, potassium, and quiet stability. These aren't fads. They're not part of any restrictive diet or expensive plan. They're real, accessible, affordable, and most importantly, they're proven by science and trusted by thousands of seniors just like you. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one swap. Trade one salty snack for a bowl of berries. Replace one fried meal with steamed salmon and greens. Let breakfast be a time of healing, not harm. Because nutrition for seniors isn't about perfection. It's about protection. It's about showing your heart the care it's given you for so many years. So as you go forward from today, take this list with you. Put it on your fridge. Share it with a friend. Use it as a quiet promise to yourself that you'll choose foods that help you feel stronger, clearer, and more alive. Your heart is still listening. What you feed it now can shape the years to come.